Hey everyone, and welcome back to another, I guess we'll call these Hey J Reflects until I come up with a better name. But thank you for your support in watching me watch my first video. And at the end of that one, I shared how if there was interest, I would go back and look at the early days of my journey from Monster Hunter World. And it sounds like quite a few of you are interested. And I'm still grinding away in Sunbreak, so I figured why not take some time to go back and look at my early first days of World. Well, you guys have done it. This is turning into a Monster Hunter channel. Frick, I'm gonna have to turn this mug into a Monster Hunter mug. Fun fact, I didn't even know what monster that was. Hey, Hunt. To my viewership that doesn't play Monster Hunter, what are you doing? Why aren't you playing this amazing game? Or so that's apparently what I'm gonna sound like. In all seriousness, there is going to be non-Monster Hunter content on this channel, but there's going to be probably a weekly Monster Hunter video in the style of this journal entry. So as I mentioned in my last Monster Hunter video, I'm going to be documenting my entire journey as a hunter through Monster Hunter World, and assuming I fall in love with this franchise and good things happen, maybe we'll go and do more stuff, but assuming. So I actually had thoughts that it could lead to other stuff. I wasn't a complete pessimist at this point, which is surprising because I haven't even touched Monster Hunter at this point. But it's interesting to see that there was already a spark of hope. And you guys have given me a lot of excitement because now I found out a lot of you are excited to see me go on my Monster Hunter journey, which makes me more excited. And this is what I'm going into this franchise now. This is journal entry 0. These are the expectations that I'm going in. My notebook was so tiny. I didn't have a lot to say back then, I guess. I hear all of you. There's this amazing defender armor, and we're gonna go all in and we're gonna use that. No, I'm just kidding. So this defender armor, which apparently was added in to speed through Monster Hunter World to get to Iceborne, I think it's called. I will not be using that because the goal here is to experience Monster Hunter, give it a fair chance, and experience as it was designed to be. I've also spent some time checking out, and I really hope I don't bastardize his name, Aric's channel. Sorry, Gaijin Hunter. I've only watched Aric's videos so far. I don't even remember looking up Aric's tutorials before starting the game. I thought I went into the game blind, but no, apparently I did some of my homework before the game. Interesting. Look at those, and on my first stream this Thursday, you guys are gonna see, I'm probably gonna spend the first hour beating on a stump, I'm told, to experiment with the weapons. But what I'm seeing from his video and from my playstyle is I'm really gravitating to the sword and shield because the long sword looks attractive because he put it in the light category, but to me it looked very sluggish, and I'm like, all right, if I master this seems to be like, this is considered light, and to me that looks very technical, and if I pull off combos and land my hits with that thing, I think I will be satisfied with that. So I might try longsword for a bit. I would have liked to have pulled off longsword, but it just doesn't feel right. And then there's the technical weapons, which look really cool, which I understand I think are Arc's favorite weapons, but those look so unappealing to me as a noob. What? Like there's some crazy stuff going on there, like the insect glaive, the one that turns into an axe and stuff. Oh my goodness, I was intimidated by my favorite weapon. I want to eventually play that, but because it's my first, let's stay on the bunny hill and only touch. With all of that in mind, my mindset going into this, because I've tried the demo, I've tried a Wii game, but the fact that all of you, like most of you, have said that is the natural progression. You don't like the game until you like the game, which is weird to me. Why did you guys ever play this if you didn't like it at first? Just weird. Needed a friend. I remember specifically arguing with some people in the Discord about how many people would show up to the stream. Before this whole thing, before I streamed Monster Hunter, I had about 10 viewers on my Twitch streams. And I told them, it's not going to go over 100 guys. Like, at best, we'll probably hit 100. That night, we ended up at 730 people at peak concurrent. It was wild. Another question that came up is, I know a lot of you are on the other side of the world, and the schedule from 8 p.m. to 12 or 11 to 12. So from 8 p.m. and I'm only doing 3 to 4 hours. That might not work. I will be downloading and uploading all of the streams to this YouTube channel as an unlisted video. By the way, they're, oh, not the world, but the new streams, they're all over on Hey J Streams now. And I eventually do want to move all of the original World and Iceborne streams over to Hey J Streams. They're still unlisted somewhere on this channel if you can find the playlist. And other questions were a lot of you asking if you could help me out and if you could join me on this journey, like actually play with me in the game. I don't know how this game works, so I can't answer that, and it seems like there might be quite a few of you. Short answer is yes, I am open to playing with all of you. However, we can organize that, and if you guys have ideas on how to organize that. Enter Mini Guy, the first mod to volunteer to organize the mess that was multiplayer in the early days. I ran out of notes, and there was still something I want to cover. Oh, the production. So another thing is,
I'm so proud of
this entire thing. I like to kind of theme my streams and stuff, and I have a little bit of a production background, so I want to see like how can we do some more fun stuff. I've gotten some really unique emotes for these. Oh, the first emotes, and they're not even colored in yet. Here are the OG emotes before we went to the dark. Look, they were cute and wholesome, and now they're so dark and thick. It's funny how much stuff is still so accurate. Like it's not a long shot to see that guy become this guy. While I'm reflecting on all of this growth, I have to share with you this new platform I recently discovered called Brilliant, which is also the sponsor of today's video. Brilliant is a great platform for those who are looking to keep their mind a little bit more active in either math, science, computer science, those types of topics, just like getting your logic stuff. And anyone who plays Monster Hunter knows that you do need to know, be good with math, statistics, especially when you start pulling the Excel sheets. So I really wanted to share this with all of you because it's a platform that I like to use. It's like takes 30 minutes a day. The exercises are quite fun. I did a few on statistics as well as logic. I don't know if you know this, but my background actually, I graduated as an engineer and I worked in that field for like 10 years, and it's been probably 6 years now that I haven't been a practicing engineer. But even in my games and everything, I always seek out logic problems, problem solving, just anything like that, and always looking for new things that I can learn. So Brilliant is this fantastic new platform that lets you do that, and they have cute animation. It's super accessible. This is like college level content for everyone. I've never seen it explained so simple. I wish I had this back when I was in university. So if you're interested in checking out Brilliant yourself, I do have a code that you can use, and the first 200 of you which will be using this code will get 20% off Brilliant's annual premium subscription. But you don't have to sign up right away. There is a free trial, so you can try that out, see if it's for you or someone you might know that enjoys problem solving or just learning on the side. It's a great little activity to get better at problem solving or anything else, any other skill that you might like to improve yourself. In my case, a little bit of that with a little bit of improving my hunter skills in Monster Hunter is what I'm doing these days. But check it out for yourself and see if Brilliant is right for you. Otherwise, it doesn't look good. Oh no! Hiji Hunts. Welcome back to another Monster Hunter journal where I document my entire journey, playthrough through Monster Hunter World. If you're here for the ride and you're going to follow along, be sure to subscribe, hit those notifications, because I'm dropping these videos pretty much whenever I make progress in this series, whether it is during a stream or during my own research. So last night we kicked off my Monster Hunter World journey, and I'm just blown away by what happened. The innocence has been stripped away. Look at those eyes. First of all, I look tired as heck, but I look like I have just experienced one of the best things ever. It's a lot, but I'm just gonna start off before I get into my thoughts of what happened last night. It was a positive experience. I had a good time. What the hell is this? I didn't think I'd enjoy Monster Hunter this fast in. If you watched the last journal, I was very skeptical. I was getting really ready for some frustration and for anger. There was none of that. It was just a very nice, pleasant ride so far. I'm not going to jinx it.
Yeah, you start with the sword and shield. Why am I using the sword and shield? But yeah, that's what you start with, I think, by force.
I guess I'm just going to go in the order of my notes here. The first thing is, wow, a lot of information. Like I said, the game was throwing a lot of stuff at me. I wasn't necessarily in a headspace to absorb it all calmly because I had a very active community by my side, and I also wanted to make sure we were getting to the good stuff. So I missed a lot of information that the game was throwing at me, but even if I was playing alone, honestly, I'm not the type of person to sit and stew on that kind of information. I'm the kind to just go out, figure it out as I go. If I was playing this alone, it would have been very intimidating and I would have ignored a lot of it anyways. So the fact that I had a community that kept reiterating kind of the important parts, saying, hey, go to options, change this, it's going to make your life easier. So like I was suggested to change the thing where I can always see my health.
Honestly, getting chat's guidance on the options was probably the best thing a new player could have, because I would have never figured that out until much later, and it made my
entry into the game so much smoother. Oh my goodness, look at those counters. They're all at 0. They're so young, they're so fresh, and we already have a cringe. Here, you know, there was cutscenes. You're like this new character that you get to I don't know if you could design your character before. I would assume so, but it doesn't stand out. You make your own character, and then you know you're being greeted in a first-person view, and it feels like I belong to something, and I'm on a ship, and everything feels cool, like the aesthetics. And then there's like this massive dinosaur thing. I don't know what it is. It came out of the water, and then like we're already on like an epic adventure of like scaling this big thing, and then flying out. Like, whoa, what is going on here? We're like chasing some elder dragons or something. And then there's like kind of a lively like world in this camp. All of this is making me want to learn more about this world. And see, World did a much better job. I think this is why it's not just why I went mainstream, but it definitely helped. It was a lot more appealing than like say 3U, where it's just like, all right, go for it. And I would even say Rise. Rise doesn't have that great of a pull with its intro compared to World. So next, I dived into the weapon trials, and I trialed all the weapons. I think I spent about 40 or so minutes playing around with the weapons. By the end of it, I went with Sword and Shield because there wasn't all these extra meters and things to
I didn't go switch
worry
X
about. And as someone who has to learn just how to move in this game and how to do attacks, that one was very inviting to me because I didn't have to worry about consumables and all that. All I have to deal with is sharpening my sword, and I'm getting the hang of that. So sheathing, unsheathing, attacking, and sharpening. And like, that's good right now. Let's get comfortable with that. Tried the greatsword. Man, that thing feels really good to like swing around.
That was not the word I was expecting.
Long sword, if you watch the last journal, was one I was leaning towards. I really didn't like how it felt. So that one's on the back burner for now until I understand how to do more stuff with it. Tried the hammer. Saw a lot of you hammer brothers out there. The basic bunk, very unsatisfying. The like swing up and big bunk, very satisfying. It's fun to move that around. Hunting horn, you guys are weird. I'm never going to be a hunting horn user. Sorry. Now, these next two, the switch axe and the charge blade, these things are sexy. I loved the switch axe. I just love the idea of swinging this thing. It's big, but it's not great sort big. And then you can fast. Like just switch it up into a slower or faster mode, and you just chain that, and you just feel like such a badass. These weapons are my goal. This is what I want to play. I want to be either a switch axe or a charge blade user.
There it is.
I think I was putting more time into the charge blade, and I was understanding the whole, okay, you have to like fight with your sword and shield, and then it charges these vials.
Yeah. Charge blade
like,
did not register.
So after that, we went to the hunts.
Here we go.
And I managed to hunt three monsters yesterday. So I did the Great Jagras, I did the Kula Yaku.
Kula Yaku? Ooh, come on, man. How did I get Kulu Yaku wrong?
And we did Anjanith. I think that.
What? How do I mess up names so bad?
By the time we got to the Kula Yaku.
Stop calling it Kula.
It's like a rap.
Why do I call it a Kula? There's no A.
Raptor thing that really likes his pot. I was really trying to figure out how to do combos, and I think I pulled off a really good one with the sword and shield. So with the first boss up, it was mostly just hack slash, but then the community was telling me, okay, now you want to do like YY back B.
Oh, I actually pulled that off.
Gives you that charge that you can then jump into the monster, and then it launches you into the air, and then you can like either bash with your shield or your sword down onto the monster.
I did that.
And I even got like on top of it, and I was riding it, and I was like hitting in the head. I'm like, oh, it's only doing like 1 damage. But then like I found out I could jump to the back, and I can like stab it in the side, and that was doing a lot more damage. That was exciting. I think everyone was pretty excited to see that. So now that I'm like, okay, we've got basic hack and slash. Now I can jump. I want to know like, okay, what's next? I know sword and shield has a high skill ceiling from what I'm told. I want to get to that. I want to learn what I can do here. I learned that roaring can freeze you, so that's not good. I wasn't ready for that. I wasn't ready for a lot of things. His tail attacks you, his mouth attacks you, his foot attacks you, everything attacks you.
It's a big boy.
I don't know how I'm gonna fight that thing. How I'm gonna
look at that health bar. It's so small.
Like I am such a baby right now. It's hard to imagine how I'm going to close that skill gap to be able to take down that monster.
To be impressed at the skill gap to get to Anjanath.
Wow. Imagine having seen the Alatreon fight at this point. My outlook to this franchise is coming around. In fact, after I made this video, I couldn't stop thinking about the game so I was committed to streaming once a week. And the day after this, I just booted up the game just to look at the menus and get familiar. Like, I just want to be back in that world and start taking it in. And I was like, I should probably stream this. And then 300 people showed up, and I was just going through menus. I spent 3-4 hours just looking at the menus, trying to understand what was going on. And yeah, let's just get to the credits and we'll see how it goes. But that's where I stand after day one in Monster Hunter, after 4 hours. What a shift it's been already. And there's so much more to look forward to. So if you're coming along for the journey, I mean, this is a community effort. This is not just one guy figuring out how to play it. This is one guy taking in a lot of information from a community and trying to put it into practice. So otherwise, I'll see you on the next Monster Hunter Journal. Also, if you want to watch the whole stream and you don't want to use Twitch or whatever, it's gone on Twitch by the time you see this, description below, you will find all of the Monster Hunter world playthroughs. If you are curious about the streams, by the way, I think you can find them under the playlist or on the home channel. I know I've listed them somewhere that they're accessible. And if you can't find them anywhere at all, just go to heyjofficial.com. I know that the playlist are everything's organized a lot better there. It's in an unlisted playlist that you can watch and share and do whatever you want with it. Otherwise, I'll see you on the next Monster Hunter Journal. And until then, keep it classy. There was no doot. Where's the end song? So there we are. Those are the first 2 impressions. I haven't changed that much, I would say, besides being less confused in some degree. I'm really surprised. I was so drawn to the switch axe so early, and yet I stuck with the sword and shield. So it must be in the second stream that I really jumped into the switch axe and started messing around with it. But man, it's so wild to like look back at everything I didn't know and everything that I naturally gravitated towards that, you know, fast forward hundreds of hours later, became so defining for me. It's just amazing. And now we have, you know, the most cursed emote, frog emote from the whole kicking the yellow toad. So this is very cool. It's very cool to look back. I'm also kind of like, sometimes it's just like, wow, I really get into some details and draw out some segments. It's like, when are we getting to the hunts? When are we going to talk about this now? Talk about this. Stop talking about that weapon. But yeah, I'm so thankful that I took the time to document all of this and just flesh it all out so that I can watch back on it, because it became so defining. Anyways, if you keep liking this thing I'm doing, let me know if you like it and I'll keep doing more of them. Otherwise, I'll see you on the next video or on the stream. And until next time, keep it classy.